music back online across the country, we need to reconnect the local system to the satellite network. We should be able to do that at the NOAA headquarters building.
Get to the control room. I can walk you through the process from here.
Hey, what is up everyone? The LDB is back at it again, coming at you today with my Scorpio Ridgeway build for TU12. Now this shotgun is a beast, that's all I can say, and all of the status effects that it hands out are just the cherry on top. It really does slow them down so you can just pick those shots and drop them real fast. Now also, this weapon can be pretty versatile, so be sure to stay tuned for another variation coming very soon. I just don't know what it's going to be, either a full-on regen, full-on DPS, just raw DPS, or maybe some kind of a hybrid. Let me know what you would like to see down in the comments. And as always, I hope you enjoy and find this video helpful. If you do, please do me a huge favor and smash that like button. Subscribe for future Division content. If you are new to the channel, you can hit me up on Twitter, and be sure to drop a comment down there below. So let's get into this. Alright everyone, and here it is. So as you can see up top there, I am still going to be using the firewall specialization on this build simply because, like I've said before, I cannot get away from this shield that gives you the extra damage bonus per enemy in front of you. The damage up there is undisputable, as well as having a shield that has almost 3 million hit points before you start taking any damage. You know, that's a great thing on a weapon that you have to get close with. You know, the shotgun. It is what it is, guys. Now, other than that, if you want to try something different, try out the gunner. That way, you're going to get some armor on kill that's going to stack with the Hunter's Fury set, and you should be doing just fine. Now, as far as the core attributes go, we're talking 3 reds, 3 blue, 0 yellow, and the minor attributes, 8 reds, 0 blue, 0 yellow. So, more DPS, but we still have some blues on there to help keep us alive a little bit. Now, as far as the armor goes, 1.2 million. And the health 330,000. We don't have any skill tiers, and again, I'm going to be using that shield with the defender drum. So pretty straightforward on that. Now let's get on to these weapons. Alright, so on to my primary weapon here. It is the Scorpio Exotic Shotgun. I absolutely love this thing. It hits like a truck, and the way that it works with the status effects makes it that much better. Now, if you have not acquired this weapon yet, all you need to do is get to level 50 or 55, I believe, on the season reward track, and you will unlock this weapon. So basically, go out, get some XP, and you will unlock this weapon. 927,000 per bullet base damage on a build that has 3 blues. So if we were to stack up all reds, you can get it over 1 million. The thing shreds. It's absolutely insane, but you are pretty squishy, which is exactly why we have a few blues on this build. Regardless, 130 RPM with 7 in the mag. You've got that small mag there, so make sure you make those shots count. Now, as far as the attributes go, got pretty lucky. I mean, 2 out of 3 god rolls, I can't complain. We got some shotgun damage, damage to armor, and crit hit damage on there, but the talent is where it's at. Septic Shock. Shooting a target applies a stack of venom, or I guess you could say poison, which lasts for 10 seconds. Increased stacks adds more severe debuffs to the target. 1 is poison, 3 is disorient, 6 is shock, and 7 targets take an additional 20% damage. From all sources, stacks no longer increase. So you're maxed out at 7 stacks, but at the same time you're doing 20% damage per shot every time. I mean, that gets nasty real quick. Now, the duration of the status effect is based on the percentage of pellets hit on applying the shot. So get up close to them, just dump on them, just let it rip, and they will not be having a good day. I promise you that right there. Now, moving on to my secondary weapon, nothing too crazy, just a Banshee with Sadist on there. That way, as soon as I bleed them, I'm still going to be getting that Sadist going up, 20% damage, as well as Wicked going, and it works out pretty good in a pinch if I just run out of shells for the shotgun. So, pretty straightforward on that. Now, let's get on to these gear pieces. Okay, so let's start right here with the mask. It is Hunter's Fury. We have the 4-piece active. The 2-piece is going to give us that plus 15% shotgun damage as well as plus 15% SMG damage. And in my opinion, that's a good reason to pair those together for your primary weapons, right? Now, as far as the 3-piece goes, we're talking 20% armor on kill and plus 100% health on a kill. Now, that's going to help your survivability go up a lot, as well as if you are the one being burned, bled, poisoned, whatever, that extra little bit of armor on a kill with that health on a kill can definitely save you. Now, as far as the 4-piece goes, we have Apex Predator. Enemies within 15 meters receive a debuff, amplifying your weapon damage against them by 20%. Gotta love that right there. Now, killing a debuffed enemy with your weapon disorients other enemies within 5 meters and amplifies weapon damage by 5% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. So, if you can catch them slipping coming out of a door, it gets real nasty real quick. The closer they are together, and as soon as that status effect spreads, oh boy, it gets nasty real quick, and you can take them out very effectively. Now, as far as the attributes go on this piece, we have armor, crit damage with a crit chance mod. Don't forget about that crit chance on a shotgun build. It's not the easiest to build up, but you definitely do need it. So, other than that, let's move on to the chest piece. Alright, so onto the chest piece. It is the RIDGEWAY'S Pride. I love this thing. It's just going to add that bleed on top of everything else that we're doing with the shotgun as far as status effects go, and I have been loving it. As far as this one goes, as you can see, I got pretty lucky. The other day I got this out of an exotic cache, and it definitely beats out my old one, so hey, that just looks pretty to look at right there, I'd have to say. Now, as far as the talent goes, this is definitely where it's at. Bleeding Edge. Shooting an enemy within 15 meters. 15 meters is also the same distance that is needed to apply the debuff for Apex Predator, so kind of like they're made for each other, you know what I mean? It applies a bleed to the target. Repairs 3 to 48% of your armor per second for every enemy that is bleeding within 15 meters. Now, remember, this is a shotgun. It spreads out, so if you overlap a couple NPCs and you hit 2 or 3 of them at a time, you can get a little bit of regen going. Not too bad. It is what it is. But that is a little bit situational. Now, the repair strength per number of bleeding enemies, 1 is 3%, 2 is 6%, 3 is 12%, so on and so forth. So, pretty straightforward on that. Now, let's get onto the holster. Alright, so onto the holster here. It is Hunter's Fury. We have the attributes of weapon damage and crit damage on there. Nothing too crazy. Pretty straightforward on that. Now, as far as the knees go, they are also Hunter's Fury. We have some more weapon damage, but we have some crit chance on this piece because crit chance is obviously definitely very important, but it is pretty hard to get up on a shotgun, I've found. At least it was for me. Maybe it'll be easier for you, but again, don't forget about that crit chance. Now, as far as the gloves go, again, Hunter's Fury, but on these we have some armor with some crit damage on there, so pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy on that. Now, the backpack is definitely where it's at. Badger Tough, 10% shotgun damage just for wearing it. We could have a better armor roll by all means, but it is what it is. We got some crit chance on there, and that weapon handling. I wish that weapon handling was crit hit damage, but at the same time, weapon handling can help you out with the shotgun since they're not always the most precise, as well as that goes towards reload speed and all that good stuff, so it can definitely help you out. Now, I'm on the hunt for a better one by all means, but in the meantime, it's still been working out. Now, we have that crit damage mod on there as well with the talent Wicked. Applying a status effect increases total weapon damage by 18% for 20 seconds, so pretty straightforward on that. As soon as you shoot them, you're going to apply that status effect. The next shot, weapon damage is up 18% for 20 seconds. Gotta love that right there. I mean, it is what it is, guys. This is definitely a go-to for me. I've been having a blast with it, and I hope you guys give it a try. Now, let's get on to these skills before we go on to the stat sheet. Alright, so let's just skim over these skills really quick so that we can get onto the stat sheet. Now again, I'm going to be using the Striker Ballistic Shield simply because, like I said before, that damage bonus per enemy in front of you, 11%. Gotta love that right there. If you have 2-3 NPCs in front of you, add that up. You're going to get a nice damage bonus, and I have been loving it. Now, the buff range is only 10 meters, so you do have to get somewhat close to have this active. But again, with Hunter's Fury and Ridgeway, we have to be within 15 meters, right? So get up in their face, let them have it, and, they will not be having a good day. Cooldown, 18.2 seconds. The health, 2.8 million hit points. So, you got 2.8 million on top of 1.2 on your build. You should be doing just fine. We have some holstered regen, active regen, nothing too crazy right there at skill tier 3. Now, moving on to my drone, it is the Defender drone, and I chose this because obviously the damage reduction is 20%. It's only 20%, but at the same time, if you have this deployed with your shield, you're not going to be taking much damage at all. I mean, it is what it is, guys. We have a cooldown of 18.2 seconds, 1.1 million health, so it will get popped, but then again, you'll still have your shield out, and you should be doing just fine. The duration, 24 seconds, and again, that damage reduction of 20%. So pretty straightforward on that, guys. Now let's get on to that stat sheet. Alright everyone, so before we go ahead and sign off, let's just do a quick little recap breakdown here on the stat sheet. Now again, the weapon talents that I'm going to be using on my primary, we have Septic Shock, on my secondary we have Sadist, on my sidearm Killer, and we also have some high octane gasoline mixture to play with. Gotta love that right there. Now as far as the weapon stats go, we're talking 927,000 per bullet, on the dot. Look at that. On the dot. 927,000. We have 44% crit chance. I wish that was better. That's why I was saying before on the build, try to get that crit chance up as much as you can. Now, I could always swap a mod out, get to about 50 crit chance, but then I would be dropping down to about 113, 112, something like that crit hit damage. So I'm more in it for the crit hit damage. When it lands, I want it to hurt. So it is what it is. To each their own how you want to play it. Now, other than that, we have some headshot damage, a little bit of armor damage on there as well. Our range is only 16 meters, and I point that out because, well, you got to get close for the weapon, one, as well as Ridgeway and Hunter's Fury, you need to be within 15 meters. So that is pretty much all going hand in hand, and I have been loving it. 1.3 second reload time on there, gotta love that. Got some reload speed bonus, accuracy, stability, all that blah blah blah. Moving on to the offense here, we have 52.6 all weapon damage bonus, and we have 52.8 shotgun damage bonus. So I'd have to say we're doing pretty good. Now as far as the gear talents go, we have Wicked on the backpack and Bleeding Edge on the chest, and the brand sets are pretty simple. 4-piece Hunter's Fury, 1-piece Badger, and the exotic chest piece. You know, pretty straightforward on that, nothing too crazy to go out and find. Now as far as the defense goes, 1.2 million armor. We have 248,000 armor on a kill. That's pretty nice right there. We have our max health of 331,000, but we have health on a kill of 431,000. So we should be getting like an overheal. I don't know how that's working out, but hey, I'll take it. It is what it is. We have a little tiny bit of health regen, nothing too crazy. Got some resistance stuff going on down here, and we pretty much already went over these skills. So that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will be catching you on the next one.